Well, hello, and hello. Welcome to Studio Classroom. Your English will improve today. My name is Gabe. Do you have someone in your life who helps you to achieve your goals? That's one of the questions that today's lesson begins with. When we were young, we had help from our teachers. Friends can help to a certain extent, and of course, parents can too. But there are often things in life that you need to seek out someone special for, right? The name of today's lesson is Mentors and Life Coaches. Both mentors and life coaches are there to help, but there is a slight difference between the two roles. Today, let's look in detail at the idea of mentorship. Open up your magazine and let's begin.
Mentors and life coaches. Find someone to guide and support you in life. Do you have someone in your life who helps you achieve your goals? Is there someone who encourages you, gives you advice, and asks helpful questions? A person like this is a mentor, and many people seek out such mentors to help them through life. The idea of mentorship has taken off in the business world. Some companies pair new managers with more experienced ones.
Okay, friends, let's take a look at our title. It is Mentors and Life Coaches. So throughout today's lesson, we're going to learn about what a mentor is and what a mentor does. And we'll learn the difference between a mentor and a life coach in tomorrow's lesson.
That's right, but today we're going to talk about what a mentor is. Find someone to guide and support you in life. And we see a few questions here at the beginning of our lesson. What is the first question, Gabe?
Okay. Do you have someone in your life who helps you achieve your goals? We have another question. Is there someone who encourages you, gives you advice, and asks helpful questions? Rebecca, has there ever been anyone in your life like this that, and you can't say your parents. I know you love your mom and your dad.
I do.
And parents often give us good advice and help us to think about how to make our lives better and what we should do. But is there anybody else who you saw as like a mentor in your life?
Oh, yes. I have had mentors over the years. Mm-hmm. And you know, one thing I really appreciate is when they ask me questions. So rather than just telling me what I should or should not do, they might ask questions to help me think about something that perhaps I hadn't thought of before.
All right, exactly. And friends, you might have noticed Rebecca said mentor. I just said mentor. Actually, we say it both ways, mentor, mentor. And that's what today's lesson is about. And I'm glad you brought up questions because our lesson starts with these great questions for you to think about. And perhaps it's getting you to wonder, maybe I should have a mentor in my life as well.
A person like this, like what? Well, someone who encourages you, gives you advice, and asks helpful questions. This type of person is a mentor or a mentor. And many people seek out such mentors to help them through life. Now we want to take a look at this word to seek out, or these words to seek out. What is this all about?
All right, to seek someone out. You see the word seek there, and that, of course, is the idea of looking for or searching for something. So to seek out means to look for something or for someone diligently or with a specific purpose in mind.
For example, Craig is trying really hard to give up smoking, meaning that he wants to quit smoking. So he decided to seek out some help.
That's an excellent example. And friends, if you want to see another example, this is this lesson's usage tip, so you can find out more about that in your magazine. We read on here, the idea of mentorship has taken off in the business world. Now, of course, you see the word mentor in mentorship. Mentorship is also a noun. It's that idea of being a mentor or mentoring somebody.
And we read some companies pair new managers with more experienced ones. And I think that's actually a very wise way to do it, because then the new managers can help train the other ones, the more experienced ones.
Exactly. So perhaps somebody has gotten a promotion and somebody else needs to take their original position. Or perhaps someone is leaving the company, but they had a very important role. They need to train the person taking their position. In a way, they're acting like a mentor. And our lesson says that a company might pair these new managers with more experienced ones. That's a useful phrase too. To pair something with something else is to put two things together.
That's right. Now, of course, in our lesson, we're talking about mentors and life coaches, and sometimes you just need someone to talk to.
Yeah.
And perhaps we might call that person a sounding board. Have you heard of a sounding board?
Yeah, a sounding board, or perhaps someone that you can bounce ideas off.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, let's learn more about those phrases in
The Info Cloud.
Welcome to Info Cloud, friends. I hope that all of you have someone that you can really talk to. Someone who is a good listener.
Having that kind of person in your life is so important. Take my wife, for example. She is a great sounding board.
That's a really good phrase. A sounding board is someone who listens and gives solid advice or feedback. Keep in mind, it's sounding board, not soundboard.
A sounding board originally was a structure built over a platform or other speaking areas and would help carry the speaker's voice farther.
When we use sounding board to describe a person, we mean that they can listen to our ideas or problems, then give helpful comments.
With that person's comments, we can better evaluate our ideas or opinions.
Josh is a great sounding board. He always asks good questions.
From that sentence, I can understand that Josh listens and asks questions that help Joe to think about his ideas. And I would agree.
Josh serves as a sounding board for many of our InfoCloud lessons and helps both of us come up with even better ideas.
Do you have any pizzas that are gluten-free and lactose-free?
Gluten-free, lactose-free. No, unfortunately. Our pizza crusts are made from whole wheat flour and we don't have any non-dairy cheeses.
Whole wheat flour,
non-dairy cheese.
Do you have anything on the menu that is gluten and lactose-free?
Only the salads. Perhaps you can try the vegan bakery across the street. You may find more options there. Vegan.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome back to Studio Classroom. We're learning about the difference between a mentor and a life coach in our lesson. Today is all about mentors. And of course, in some businesses, the companies like to pair new managers with more experienced ones. That's the idea of mentorship. Someone more experienced mentoring the less experienced. But are mentors only useful in the business world? I think not. Let's find out more right now.
Mentors and life coaches. The more experienced manager can use his or her experience to help the new one. This not only helps the new manager, but also benefits the company. That's because when managers do their job well, everyone wins. But mentors are not only useful in a business context. Meeting with an older, more experienced person can help in other areas of life. This other area could be a sport, parenting, or simply life in general. Mentoring can include casual meetings over lunch or coffee, or doing activities together.
Okay, so earlier we were talking about mentors or the idea of mentorship in the business world or the business context. We read on here, the more experienced manager can use his or her experience to help the new one. This not only helps the new manager, but also benefits the company, of course. So pairing somebody who is experienced with someone inexperienced will help everybody.
That's right. And we continue with this thought. That's because when managers do their job well, everyone wins. So it sounds like this is actually a win-win situation. Everyone wins.
Yeah, I think you're right, Rebecca. A win-win situation. You know, we use this phrase sometimes when talking about trying to come to an agreement that will benefit everybody. That is a win-win situation. It's not one person wins and the other person loses. That's not good. You hope to have a win-win situation.
For example, let's say that you go to a restaurant, okay, and someone orders a hamburger and French fries, and you really, really want French fries, but you also want, I don't know, fish. So you order your fish, and your friend says, hey, Rebecca, or hey, whoever the friend is, I'll give you my French fries if you give me your vegetables. Then it's a win-win. You get French fries, and I get the vegetable that you don't want.
Nice. That's a great example. And, you know, life is full of situations that could be win-win if you are creative enough. It's important, no matter what kind of relationship you're in, if it's a business relationship especially, it's important to try to make it so that everybody involved wins or feels good or like they have benefited in some way. And of course, if there's someone in the company mentoring someone younger, then everybody wins.
And we read, but mentors are not only useful in a business context. Meeting with an older, more experienced person can help in other areas of life. And this is something I definitely agree with. I know that over the years at my church, or churches that I've gone to, depending on where I was living, I always found somebody in the church, an older person that I could go to and talk to. You know, you can actually learn a lot from people who are older than you. They're wiser. They've had experiences, and they can share those experiences with you.
Exactly. Okay, so you can find a mentor in many contexts. This other area could be a sport, parenting, or simply life in general. So the idea is you're maybe looking for something specific, like if you're a basketball player, then you want to find somebody who can help mentor you in that area. I'm a parent, and so there are people in my life who I can go to for parenting advice, how to raise kids. But here we see life in general, and that is covering many topics and basically every area of life.
For example, let's say that you and your friend want to get together and have coffee. You go to a coffee shop and your friend asks you, hey, what do you want to talk about? And you say, oh, I love talking about all different types of topics, especially life in general, just general things about life.
Exactly. What you've been doing recently, the things you've been watching on TV or reading in books, news, your family, your friends, life in general, nothing too specific, right? It's fun to just catch up with people and talk about life. You know, when I was preparing for this lesson, I was thinking in my life how many mentors I have had over the years, and I wrote down 5, and maybe there were more, but since at least high school, I've had about 5 different older guys with more experience who have been my mentors, and usually we do talk about things that are helpful in a lot of ways, like not just finances, but maybe relationships or what to do with my career, stuff like that.
So I think the idea is, you know, when you have a mentor, there's someone who's more experienced than you. They've had different experiences, bad experiences, good experiences, and they can actually teach you, or you can learn from their mistakes as well.
Exactly. Now, maybe you're listening to our lesson today and you're thinking, well, aren't Rebecca and Gabe kind of talking about counselors? Because, yeah, a counselor has a similar type of job, right? Usually a counselor is paid, though, whereas a mentor might not be paid. It could just be someone in your personal life who you look up to, and you have sought out that person for their advice, and you meet with them every once in a while.
And we continue on. Mentoring can include casual meetings over lunch or coffee or doing activities together. Whereas when you seek out counseling, A counselor will usually not do activities with you, but rather you just have like a one-on-one meeting with that counselor.
Right. It seems like more of a personal, closer friendship, actually, with someone like a mentor. Okay, well, that's a little bit about mentoring. We'll find out about life coaching next time, but let's see what Doris has to share with us right now.
Many people want to make a difference in this world, but they often don't think that they can. Some feel that they don't have the money, the resources, or the talent to impact the world. But there is one unique and powerful way to make a difference that requires none of the above. It only requires three things: your heart, your life experience, and your time. Mentors are people who have the heart to guide others to succeed in life. They see the potential in people and seek to develop that potential. Mentors learn from their life experiences and they pass what they've learned on to others. So think about it. Do you have a mentor you can turn to when you need help? What you learn from your mentors, you can pass on to those who you are mentoring. It is a healthy, positive, and powerful way to empower people. Mentors know that in order to change the world, we need to change ourselves first.
Thank you very much, Doris. And friends, aside from our daily lessons here on TV and the radio and in your magazine, do be sure to check out and complete that Reader's Toolkit in your magazine. Be sure to check out our Facebook page for ways to practice your English. Our Instagram has content line with 每日英文, and of course on YouTube, 好想讲英文. There is something new for you every week there. Today we talked about what mentoring is. Next time, let's find out what a life coach does right here on Studio Classroom.